Thank you for choosing the SNL Fan Podcast, and I'm your host, just some guy named Jay. And in this installment of the SNL Fan Podcast, basically what I want to talk about is Tim Robinson being demoted to just being a writer after being in the cast last season, and now this upcoming season he'll just be a writer. But before I get into all that, I just want to make a quick announcement. I just want to say, have you always wanted to become a part of the music industry but don't quite know where to start? Do you love the joy and the benefits of belonging to a tight-knit family and being a part of a winning team fighting for a greater cause? Would you like to get involved with assisting a large independent record label just for the connections, updates on new music with a chance to move up within a growing company? Are you simply bored and can't think of anything better to do on this large planet? You need something else to put on your resume? If the answer is yes to any and all of these things, then we have the solution. Join the ACM Record Street Team, aka the ACM Street Soldiers, today by clicking the link in the information box below. Fill out the form and just email it to the email address that's provided in the form, and somebody will definitely get back to you. You don't have to give a DNA sample. You don't have to join. You don't have to give anything that's too private. You don't have to give your social or anything crazy like that. You basically, all you have to do is just answer some quick little blah 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 basic kind of questions, and pretty much if you just take the time to join, they're not going to deny you. It's just basically just for data collection, type of information. But the benefits of joining, you get to have music free. In some cases, you get to get free tickets to things. Other little perks and benefits, but that'll pretty much be explained as you become a member. And also too, like I said, if you're just one of those people that want to break into the music industry, not as even as an artist, you could possibly slide your demo to somebody that's at the label while you're helping promoting their stuff, or you're just somebody that wants to be a suit, or somebody that wants to be a manager or something like that. Eventually, one day, this is a good way to get connections and just move up the ladder. So definitely consider joining the ACM Record Street Team. All right. Now, let's talk about Tim Robinson. He joined the cast of SNL as a featured performer in the 2012-2013 season. And moving forward to the 2013-2014 season, he's getting demoted. He's being demoted to just being a writer. And I think this is the first time in history this has ever happened. I want to say Brien Doyle-Murray, but I'm not 100% sure on that because I know Brien Doyle-Murray was a featured performer in the 1979, the 1980 season, and then during Gene Doumanian's era, I think he was a writer only, and then when Dick Ebersole came in, he did Weekend Update, so he was a featured performer. And then he went back to just being a writer, and then he got back into the cast the following season. So I guess, I guess that's not the same situation. I guess if Tim Robinson remains a writer, for future seasons. But this is the thing. I kind of feel like Tim Robinson wasn't one of my favorites. Like after seeing Tim Robinson perform. I actually was missing Paul Brittan. I actually didn't like Paul Brittan that much. I thought he was okay, but not that great. And then when Tim Robinson came in, I was like, oh my God, bring in Paul Brittan, But and a lot of people had a lot of great things to say about him. I mean, he wasn't awful, but he was definitely kind of a weird guy. I did like the skit that he did, when Jennifer Lawrence hosted. Where he's like, yeah, please take a picture of your boobs and send it to me and stuff. I did like that. And, to a certain degree, I did like that basketball, the basketball theme one. I thought the idea was great, but I think the execution just wasn't that great in my opinion, especially on Tim Robinson's part. But, I kind of feel bad that he's getting demoted because I was like, okay, well, maybe this next coming season we'll see what he can really do. Maybe, and even if Tim Robinson remained a featured performer or just remained in the cast at all, there's 6 new people joining. So it's like, What's you gonna do? You're gonna be. I mean, you didn't. It was hard enough competing against Jay Farrell, who doesn't even get any airtime. I mean, come on, you would compete with more people, And I felt like, well, dang, if Tim Robinson couldn't hold his own, then what is he gonna do? I guess he might have to just team up with some of these other people in order to get his stuff out. And then when Michael Shea tweeted that him and Tim Robinson are sharing the office, I was thinking, okay, well, Tim Robinson's coming back next season, And then we got the news that, yeah, he's coming back next season, but he's just going to be a writer, not a performer. And I was like, oh, man, okay, well, I guess he's still on the show, but, But you know what? Maybe, I mean, because you heard things about Tim Robinson, that he was great at pitching funny ideas, and it was things that Bill Hader said about him. And I was like, oh, my God. Bill Hader and some other people said some great things. Oh, even Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was on Opie and Anthony. I think it was on Opie and Anthony when he said this. And Kevin Hart said some great things about Tim Robinson. That's like, Tim Robinson's a first-year guy, and Kevin Hart's already co-signing him. And I was like, okay. Bill Hader, we all like Bill Hader, and Bill Hader co-signs him. And Bobby Moynihan was saying a lot of great things about Tim Robinson. But I just, Bobby Moynihan, Kevin Hart, and Bill Hader was all co-signing Tim Robinson, and we all like their comedy, But I just couldn't see it as him as a performer. But they were saying that he was pitching some wild ideas and pitching some great things, and I was like, oh, that sounds a little funny, So I guess it's for the best that he's just like, maybe that's your strong point, you can. You can pitch some great ideas and you can write some funny sketches, but let the guys that can actually execute the work, like Jason Sudeikis did in that basketball skit, when they took the theme and I felt like Jason Sudeikis really pulled his weight in that, but not, Tim Robinson just kind of came off kind of weird in that a little bit, But I mean, more power to him. Like I said, I hope it's his idea to do this. I hope this is not something like the producers and Lorne Michaels and stuff. I hope they say, well, this guy's a weird-looking guy. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep him off the camera in the writing room. No, I hope this is something that Tim Robinson, if this is, I hope this is not, I think that would be a slap in the face. Like, look, we got the, we don't want you to be on camera. We don't want to see you. So let these other people, we'll let these other people perform and you just write. I'd be offended, but then again, I'd just be thankful that I'm on SNL, because you can still milk those opportunities, even after you leave. Even though Tim Robinson will just be a writer from now on, or at least until now. At least for right now. He's still a part of the SNL family, regardless. And this, this power move, I guess, whatever you want to call it, I guess this is going to be something that's making the history books. Oh, that guy Tim Robinson was the first guy to be a writer, and then they kicked him to the back to just be. He's the first guy to be a performer, and they kicked him, to the back so he could just be a writer, But then again, Michael Brien, he's going from being a writer to being a performer, and let's face it, Michael Brien, if somebody just wants Tim to stay off camera because they think he's weird looking. Michael Brien, no homo. He's not George Clooney himself. You know what I mean? He's not necessarily some dashing gentleman here either. He looks kind of like a creepy guy too. But then again, to be honest with you, I want to see Michael Brien. I hope I didn't say Michael. Oh my God, I gotta go back and listen to this. I hope I didn't butcher anybody's name up. Michael Brien, I'm looking forward to seeing him perform, actually, more than I did Tim Robinson. Because after seeing 7 Minutes in Heaven and things like that, I was like, hey, I actually want to see what Michael Bryan's going to do. I already seen what they would let Tim Robinson do, and I'm just wasn't, really wasn't really feeling it like that. But I definitely want to see what Michael Bryan's going to do. Well, basically, that's all I'd like to say about that. If you're interested in joining the ACM Records Street Team, definitely click the link in the information box below. And that's all I like to say for now. And oh yeah, even though Tim Robinson will just be a writer from here on out, hey, maybe he'll still get to make some appearances here and there, you know. But I guess if he did, nobody would recognize him. Like I said, people still don't know Taran. I think a lot of casual SNL viewers still don't know who Taran Killam is. So that's all I like to say for now. Oh, another thing I wanted to add. We were talking about who's going to be the next. I remember in a previous podcast I said who's going to be the next Jeff Richards, who's going to be the next Paul Brittan, who's going to be the next. Now we can add who's going to be the next Tim Robinson, you know. And I was thinking like, who out of those 5 and 6, you know, cast members, who's going to be the guy that's not going to get that much airtime? Who's going to be that guy that's going to be shifted to the back? And I said John Milhiser, I think that's his name. I said he was going to be the guy that's not going to get that much airtime. But now, you know what? After seeing the big competition, seeing all these new guys and new blood going to be fighting for airtime, because that was like 16 people or something like that that's going to be on the show when it starts this season. Actually, I want to change what I think is going to be the next Jeff Richards, the next Paul Brittan, the next Tim Robinson. You know who I think those people are going to be? The next version of those people are going to be? It's going to be Bobby Moynihan, Taran Killam, and Jay Farrell. They're going to be the next guys not going to get any airtime. They're going to get nothing. The new guys are going to be all over the place. The featured cast member is going to be the cast. It's going to be like that season when David Spade and Adam Sandler and Rob Schnieder, all those people joined, and it's like Dana Carvey and them wasn't getting no airtime. Like Dana Carvey and Mike Myers and even Phil Hartman, like the guys that was already on the show. Victoria Jackson, they barely got featured. It was like Chris Farley and Chris Rock and Adam Sandler and everybody, all the featured guys. Even Ellen Cleghorne was getting all the roles, and Dana Carvey was like nowhere. So that's what I think it might end up being. It might end up being one of those kind of seasons. But yeah, that's all I like to say. I'm just some guy named Jay. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.